My name's Zio, and yep, you guessed it, we've got us a headline to unpack here. Our man Hero is back to give us the scoop for the month of February. Well, technically January 31st. Chapter 6 comes to a close, with Aina settling into her new role as an instructor. She has 2 new recruits under her wing, Rikul and Ruka. So these 2 are being sent off on a recon training mission in Ritem. Will they come back in one piece? And more importantly, where do we go from here? We are back in the frozen hellscape that is Rayard Gorge in Kavaris, but this time we have special torch stands that help keep us toasty. The grand torch stands give a heat coating buff that negates the cold damage and gives an additional fire attribute attack. The smaller torches extend this effect. Of course, the ancients and everything else in there are leveling up. And of course, outside of that cave, we'll have Recon Gigantics and Gigantics to fight. I feel like this addresses a major issue that Rayard Gorge originally had, where none of the mobs outside that cave were worth farming. And of course, new Starless and Dread enemies will join the fight. Belugana Ruins is also getting a new rank with new Starless.
Those are big recycled dolls!
Something like that, whatever. Then there's the new 10-star Rayars series. Now these come either as drops or from the exchange shop. The caveat here is you can't sell them in the shops. The potential for these weapons boosts your PA and technique damage in exchange for higher PP cost. Oh yeah, new red boxes too. Additionally, the new 9-star Ania armor. Tame's trapping trials are now in Aleo and Kavaris. Try to say that 5 times fast. Tame's trapping trials, Tame's trapping trials, Tame's trapping trials. Damn it, I give up. Totally triggering that one guy in the comments section here. You know, the one who can't stand these segments. Anyway, moving on. Max level is now 85. Rangers and Gunners are getting some balance tweaks as well, in addition to new skills. Oh yeah, new Kavaris theme. I know this will make a certain someone very happy. There's also a feature that lets us further fine-tune the placement of our build parts. Now this was much needed. No more floating lamps or cups on tables. Okay, normally I don't call attention to AC items, but mining rig build parts? Why? People hate that shit. There's also a new feature that lets you automatically join and form parties if you have that enabled. You can set this to happen before the start of a multi-party quest, during a trial in a combat zone, or at the start of a PSE burst. We're also getting some nice quality of life changes here. For example, yellow and purple Battle Dia triggers and other quests will have their wait times reduced. The DPS display can also be moved to other parts of the screen. You can also change where you see other players' portable holograms. Say for example you don't mind seeing them in the cities, but can't stand them in combat zones. Well, you can change that now. Easy photo mode can save your camera position now. You can also save looks for eye size, eye horizontal position, and base motion type. Kavaris kids have ARCS ID backgrounds that you get through title points. Another nice one here, no more confirmation screen for using gold Prim 2s as enhancement materials. Gameplay tips show up on the screen for a certain time after finishing the prologue. Speaking of prologues, new players now have the option of skipping it if they want to, even if it's their first character. Preset skills are also getting some buffs. So the majority of preset skills are getting buffed here, including Fixit Termina. Because of this, they're having to nerf the effect of the Verschmel's potential. They're also changing it so that drop-only preset skills can be granted through enhanced preset skills. There's also a new support item that lets you add a level 1 preset skill. This is going to be added to the recycle shop in exchange for X cubes, but there's going to be a weekly cap on how many you can obtain. On February 7th, we're getting the limited time quest Dustal Vera Suppression version 2. Classic Dusty, but this time it's a Gigantics. On February 14th, the 4-man Dark Falls Aegis Rank 2 fight gets an 8-man UQ version, but only for a limited time. Now, on February 21st, a new rank will be added to Lost Central. They're introducing a new element called the Crimson Realm. This happens in either Belugana Ruins or Lost Central, and alternates between those two every day. The Crimson Realm has special trials, a stronger Starless, and a boss enemy called Driverus. Now this boss has rewards based on how much damage you deal to it. Whenever you clear a trial in a Crimson Realm, there's a chance for a changeover and another trial to start up. This changeover trial will have a special mission attached to it. If you beat that, your next PSE burst will be a PSE burst Forte. The caveat here is it's only for a limited time. Now, does anyone on this side of the Pacific care about Niji Sanji? I know I sure as hell don't.
Nobody gives a shit.
Now on the 28th, there's a limited time quest, Plateau Cleanup Op 24. This one has us on truck duty against a horde of baddies and Petisvera. Now for everyone's favorite part, the operation report. Lucille boss status ailments are annoying. Any plans to add augments to nullify those? They just said nope, go farm the rooms that mitigate those. I know most people just ignore everything else and go for the offensive ones. It seems like many players abandon quests. Are the live ops and development teams looking into ways to address this? They said there are internal data logs that keep track of things like quest abandonments. They check over these things periodically and take action against people who do this too much. Many ability-related LC capsules drop. Any plans to adjust the drop rates for the other ones? Now, I assume this is talking about Mastery LC. Now, if you're not familiar with JP augment naming conventions, Mastery is called Ability over there. They are planning to add more avenues for obtaining LC capsules. They also said they'll adjust the drop rate based on the in-game situation. So they only had 3 questions this time around, and it looks like they're adopting a different format. This is called the letter from the developers, which further explains some of the things they showed us in this past headline. They went on to share some things about the Rayar weapons. For one thing, they'll be easier to get than Flugelguard, but like I said before, you can't sell them in player shops. This is meant to be the more accessible 10-star weapon option. The idea behind Crimson Realm was to spice up combat sectors as a whole. They did say it was going to be for a limited time like the Rappy spots. I really wish they'd quit doing that and make stuff like this permanent. For Dual Quest, they're changing up how they do things from Phase 4 onward. Seems like they're putting less emphasis on having special augments for these things. You should do just fine if you have general purpose high-end gear. They're gonna tell us more about this in the next headline. Speaking of which, that happens on February 27th. Solid headline, lots of cool quality of life stuff coming down the pike. I know my creative space friends are going to be especially happy with the upcoming additions. Anyway, what do you think? You know how much I love chopping it up with you guys in the comment section and on the streams. Come on by and hang out sometime, we'd love to have you. Anyway, that's a wrap. I hope you have a blessed day. And remember, to thine own self be true. Until next time, farewell.